Hey there, my fellow researchers, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Death of the Isle, Episode 14, Stronger Magics. We can work towards being able to craft Orbs of the Eternal, so that means making mana storages and shelving and everything to organize so that Orbs of the Eternal are easily manufacturable. We could make better weapons and armor. We have a bunch of weapon and armor tech that we haven't really been using. We can work towards scribing scrolls. That would help Turnip become an actual mage, for instance. We can improve our defenses. We can use the deep mountain and deep water as part of the defense that I had mentioned on the first stream. We could create magic and might gems to train slaves or prisoners, making someone like Sildin a might or magic user. Same with Simon once Simon converts and then is enslaved. Or make changes to allow for converts more quickly. Sort of trying to design it so that Bowen is min-maxed. Because unless we start working towards Bowen's conversion, he's never going to convert. Unless we get like a masterful conversion ritual, which is chance. It's all luck. Or viewer suggestions. Leaving it up to you. Oh, I did mean to read this map. Navrast, located. Oh, look, we are finding some towns. So, Vile Bedroom. Yeah, it looks like, so far, So here is an example. Ate a fine meal, but didn't get a negative mood penalty from it being a nice dining room. These dining rooms are only dull. But dull prevents the mood issues that arose. So we're good there. That worked, which is great. Turnip is still like in a constant state of heat stroke, which isn't exactly what I would want. I think Tal is so busy being a warden and a cook that he's not getting around to crafting, and he's our tailor. Sildin could be the tailor, but I don't really want to invest tailoring skills into a slave that is might be executed. It doesn't seem worth the effort to me. All right, one more minute to vote in this poll. Option number 1 and 3 are somewhat tied. So if you guys want to tie break, go for it. Yeah, it looks like the two-tier, and in fact, we can probably clean these dining rooms. They don't need to be nasty. I don't think there's a benefit for them being terrible. Turnip is still sort of heading towards heat stroke. So Tal, I'm going to have you tend to shield real quick and then maybe do some tailoring. Lactus, thank you for the sub and welcome. Now the other thing that I'm probably going to need to do is to set up a separate recreation for the sort of goblin and urukai. So I'll put, actually horseshoe pins wouldn't even functionally work in there. So I'll put horseshoe pins. Ooh. Yeah. I'd like a horseshoe pin in there so they don't benefit from it. Because if I put a horseshoe pin outside, then I'd have to prevent everyone else from using it. Maybe I'll do that for now. So that would look like this. The fine dining doesn't use this horseshoe pin. That's okay. I can live with that. All right, we are going with Orbs of the Eternal. So, updating the priority. Work towards crafting orbs. So what I need to do is to make some arcane capacitors. Arcane capacitors are going to allow us to store mana next to the arcane forge so that our orb crafter doesn't get depleted in attempting to make Orbs of the Eternal. Which is an expensive project. Even rice rotting away. Man, this summer is hot. There's only guinea pigs left, so I think I'm going to need to open up simple meals for vegetarian. Because I'll hunt the remaining critters, but there's not enough to really sustain fine meals anymore. Don't forget to change the safety zoning. So in terms of the inside the walls, I'm not going to have two different sets of inside the walls. It gets to be a bit ridiculous doing that. Better just to suffer the mood penalties rather than to have so much micromanagement it becomes unmanageable. So some of these arcane capacitors doesn't have the raw resources in order to construct. But the way these work is that when a mage has excess mana, they can channel and charge their mana into these capacitors. And then the capacitors can release their mana back to a mage nearby that needs mana. So they act as like mana batteries. And the Orb of the Eternal, or really anything made on the Arcane Forge, it has a huge work speed bonus. But that is because it uses mana channeling. So it will drain mana very, very quickly. So in order to not have your mana drained to the point where you no longer have mana in order to craft, we need arcane batteries or dimensional pockets to store mana there, so that our casters aren't drained dry of mana. They're also useful in kill boxes, yeah. Anywhere where you think you're going to be drafted and need mana. So for this one, we are missing slate blocks. That's pretty easy to fulfill. Actually, we have slate blocks. We're missing uranium, which can be found up here. And then for the third one, uranium, silver, and slate. We have silver, so it's just waiting on the uranium. There's other things I'd like to do here as well. So another one would be shelving. So I'm going to store one shelf of unrefined magicite here. And another with hearts. Oh, Thomas ended up using the armor we made. Who has the greatest magical power? Sauron, obviously. Elemental Assault. Of fire elementals. So, Silden, I'm going to have you close this gate. Whoa, don't hit me. Tal, go consume a mana potion. Crimson and Turnip are closing the distance. Shield, you get over there too. Thomas, get into the game, friend. Drop a sentinel next to it. Tal, consumed a mana potion. In fact, I forgot. I have them carry it all the time. I could have just taken one out of his own inventory to save myself the footwork. Why? We have not done any damage to this elemental rift? Are you kidding me? Bowman, what have you been even doing? Like, for real. Tickles only? There we go. Alright, this rift is almost gone. Oh, there it goes. It's blown up. Let's run. Ouch. Blew up on us. Steel, gold, uranium, granite, gem of acceleration, which is really nice because that's cooldown timers of abilities. Some jade and a regen. At some point, we should probably start... Oh, they're taking out my minions. At some point, we should also start to enchant our gear with gems for strength. But that was not that hard of a fight, which is good. You, friend, are dying due to you're too hot. So one thing I can do is just to stick a passive cooler in her bedroom so that she has respite from the heat. I'm working on making clothing, but it takes a while. Ah, shield had stone skin charges. That's why it was not much of a threat. All the stone debris that's like outside I can clean up. Our minions don't do a lot after hauling. They're pretty idle. A self-tamed muffalo. Well, you're gonna die. Thank you for the meat. In fact, it's good to know that they're muffalo out there, because I don't mind having more food. Hall, friend, hall. Okay, we have a second capacitor. The first one's just about all fueled up with port fuel, or essentially mana. And there we go. We also have the third capacitor. So now we are working towards getting Orb of the Eternal unlocked, so we can actually start healing people. Namely, Crimson, whose arm got torn off, which is no bueno. The Sentinel in the south might be draining. Yeah, I can shatter Sentinels. So we don't really need them when there's nothing to guard. And before the elementals start rotting, just prioritize butchering, because they do give Magicite, which is really nice. So, with maxed out Phase Strike, let's start to do Blade Spins. Improve reach, Blade Spins would be nice, so I hit like a lot of stuff around me. Big area of effect. And it looks like I might need a bit more coverage for the Goblin Urukai meal tables, because they're starting to get eat without a table. They're very easy to put in. I can just dot them around the landscape of the little 3x3s. But that's something to keep an eye on, to make sure that our people are eating where they should and all. So I've pretty much already set up all the infrastructure that I need for the Orbs of the Eternals with all the mana. So you guys can vote on a new project. And I'm adding one more thing to that I thought up, which will be option number 7. There it is. Better weapons and armor, scribing scrolls and magic circles, improved defenses, magic and might gems to convert our prisoners into full-fledged members, min-maxing Bowen's conversion, or constructing permanent prisons, because we don't actually have permanent prisons, we have temporary ones. So our Gutworm is about 2/3 tended. That's good. All right, there's not a single weapon that I have right now that I care for. So I am going to smelt all weapons that we have. And then I'll turn off that smelt forever task. Oh, and there we go. Simon has converted. So we can enslave. And in 2 days, we can do another conversion ritual. Although I don't think they will go well. But who knows? We had a lot of these sort of pointless weapons to keep in our weapon stores. And I'd rather have the iron and the steel. So next, talking to with Simon. Simon will be our next slave. Little animal handling art goblin. Very strange personality for a goblin to have. It also means that I'm probably going to need some additional goblin accommodations. So I'll set up another little bedroom here. Do we need another slave and strap? Probably. Let's go ahead and, so that I don't have to constantly do this, do until we have one of each. So the strap's going to be made out of regular leather, and the collar made out of iron. Good call on that, because I may not have remembered. That's a bad place for fat. Oh, I see. It's not allowed on these shelves. What about here? There we go. Okay, we have the collar and we have the strap. Crimson, you're idle. Yes, you are. The farm is tended to. Let's just keep expanding the rice. We're running into, like, food shortages. Right now I don't have any vegetables, I just have a lot of meat. So it'd be great to not have to be concerned with that constantly. At some point, yeah, I could put down some more lembas as well. Toxie, thank you for gifting out a sub. We're almost through the backlog of weapons that we have. Let's go ahead and work on scribing. That's what you guys wanted. So, let's get a scribing table down. Maybe make it out of slate. I already have a gem crafting table. And we're out of food again. So simple meals, but this time made of meat. And hopefully soon, we'll have a bit more balanced farming. So that it's not a constant tinkering with the food demands. Alright, Simon is in. Simon, what is your name going to be? I do not know. Raffle is up. So first order of business for Simon, slave clothing, no drugs, and work priorities. Oh, wait, why are you Gondorian? Oh, you are of originally the Gondor faction. Yeah, so if I released you. Okay, I get it. I guess you're like a stone cutting, hauling cleaner. I don't really have a lot of other tasks for you. I don't even have animal handling. So, you probably need tribal wear as well. So you have the body strap, you have the collar. Let's get you tribal wear. I'm going to do tribal wear made out of regular leather, do until we have one. I'll move this to the top of the queue. Also, wouldn't be terrible to have another quiver for turnip. I think crimson, tal, 2 quivers, because Thomas needs one as well. You should be on poor dining. And Tal is now back to making food for everybody. Sort of. Actually, you know what? Don't do that. Looks like I'll need more slate blocks. I think we're out. What was the message from them? Group of travelers just passing by. Okay, they're not even trading. I was only checking if there was a trade opportunity, but there isn't. Just occurred to me, I don't have a valid path into the base. Let's open one up. All right. So we're removing that prison. I don't want it anymore. And we can start enclosing the area. Uh-oh. My food is going bye-bye. Gotta keep hunting. There's a lot of botched harvests. But it does look like we're about to get a... Well, not about, but soonish we'll have a bunch of lembas to be able to use. This should be... No, 2 more tannings left. Darn. It's hopeful. Why is the growth rate going wild? What do you mean? Guero. Guero the Goblin. Has a good ring to it. And, unlike the other goblin, you actually have all your body parts. Ooh, we have a lot of bone. 999. Tal forgot that there's no one to tend him but himself, so his 10 qualities fall behind a little bit as a result. I meant to, because I know we moved the meat racks, I meant to put the meat racks back out here. I just haven't yet. I was looking not a good spot for it. I guess here is okay. Because a lot of the meat that we've been hunting for just ends up rotten. I guess once we have a scribe table, we have one. I could consider having Thomas learn Magic Cooler. It would tie up some of his total mana pool, but I could have a freezer as a result. So you guys wanted me to work on scribing and... Actually, what was the technical pull? Scribing and magic circles. So a lot of that is research. But once Orb of the Eternal research is done, I'll head towards Magic Circle. So that means we need a spot for our Magic Circle. And I figure somewhere off of the... off of our temple would make sense. So I will construct a magic circle somewhere in this mountain. And probably a portal in there too. All of the arcane capacitors are just about filled up, which is awesome. And we're slowly separating out the temporary prison cells from the rest of the base, as they were never intended to be part of the base. Let's have it be somewhat of a grand area, like a 7x7. I like that. Crimson Rust, thanks for the gifted subs. Cheers, my friend. Drinks on you. Hey, I don't know if you caught it, but I created a mod to try to help you fix your body. So we're working towards that. Putting you back together like Humpty Dumpty. So, load food risk. Yeah. I'll just keep killing everything for now. This Lembas is, will pop up soon. I mean, soonish. If I have to harvest it early, I can. The rice should be a little bit quicker, though. If only did that in real life. Hey, if I could do that for you in real life, I would do it for myself, too. I mean, you hear me? I don't even sound like myself. At least not to me. I feel like I sound awful. The growth rates, yeah, change because of light level. The in-game, the light level is changes with sunrise, sunset. So that's why the growth rates are going up and down, up and down. Also ambient temperature, but ambient temperature is not a factor right now. Oh, an eclipse, so rip plant growth, and also hyenas. Now, we have learned from before that my lovely little minions ignore zoning. Crimson, you are frighteningly close to the action here. I'm going to leave shield mining out the magic circle area. You are going to be able to get inside, I think. The doors are quite slow at opening and closing. And we have a full group coming out for this. I do have this door open, so who is closer? Silden or Guero? Silden. Silden is then going to close this door so that the hyenas can't path inside. What does promote Turnip to Wanderer do? That would allow Turnip to use cantrips, but not be a real mage. Be like a cantrip casting discount mage. IMO, it's not really worth it. Sort of a stopgap measure to full magehood. All right, for scheduling. So let's see. Crimson, I'm going to move you here to group the poor dining and the fine dining together so that it's easier to assign zoning. It's not about rank in the society. It's just so that it's not annoying to have to constantly change zoning without messing it up. If you give 8 bits, will it give a bite? Well, if you give 4, you give a nibble. That much I know. So Shield's just been rework driven. Gotta go fast. There's some dark spots in our dining. I don't think it's a big deal. And Bowen has gone berserk. Stop punching me. Hey, Sentinel, how about you do your job? Really? Now you're trying to break back in? I don't think you understand how prison... Well, I guess you're not prison breaking. The Sentinel is not doing anything, so... Hey, Crimson, you want to come punch something? Actually, Thomas, I'd rather tend to you in a bed for stronger outcomes. It's probably not considered hostile. Yeah, I think that's the case. Oh, I broke everything by shattering the sentinel, including maybe Bowen's face. No, maybe this bruise? I'm not really sure. But he can lay there, thinking about what he did wrong. In fact, you don't get a table anymore. You don't even get a bed. You can sleep on the ground. And on top of that, all that filth that you caused, you get to live in that filth. Enjoy. Sometimes when you fight the system goes, ha ha ha! And you end up far worse than you did before. I'm very tempted to create a separate meal plan for him of just mashed pomona, which is probably deliciously terrible. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Death of the Isle, which originally streamed live on Twitch February 11th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. Hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Sauron faithful.